So first I'm going to start with my eyebrows, and then I'm going to go to my eyes. So for my eyebrows, I'm using Soft Brown Dip Brow Pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to be using the Small Angle E65 brush from Sigma. I'm just dipping it like that in with the brush. I usually do small strokes for my eyebrows because if you do too long of a stroke with too much product on the brush, it's gonna look too dark. I'm just following my natural shape. I'm not going too beyond. I don't want them to look like blocks on my face. One. My brows, I'm going to use the MAC NC20 Studio Finish Concealer. It looks like that. And I'm using a flat brush from MAC. It's 212. And you just dip a little in. And then usually on the outside and a little bit underneath and by the arch, I'll put the concealer. Same thing on both sides. If you make them too thick, the concealer is really good to clean them up, to erase your mistakes. For my eyeshadow base, I'm going to be using Painterly from MAC. It's a paint pot. It's like a creamy consistency. This one is a Morph brush. It's the M224. Just take a little bit and then just put it right there on your eyelid. Make sure you get everything so your eyeshadow doesn't crease. And you can go a little bit outside, like by your brow here, if you want to extend your eyeshadow or do a more dramatic look. And then to blend that out, I have this Duo Fiber brush from MAC. It's a 287. And then I'm just going to blend out the concealer above my eyebrows and the eyeshadow base to make sure it's smooth. New Venus XL palette because I love it. I just got it the other day. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Literally beautiful. Perfect warm tone palette. You have matte shades, some matte shades with some shimmer, and then you have some shimmery shades. Super pigmented. So usually for my eyeshadow that goes in my crease or the first shadow that I put on, I usually use this Kylie brush that I'm using, or I'll use this double-sided brush from Anastasia. It comes with most of the palettes that she sells. It's one side fluffy and then one side's a little more tapered and stiff. So you can do some smoked out shadow on the top for liner if you don't want to do liquid liner, or you could do it on the bottom. So for the first color, I'm going to be using Passion and probably mixing it with Floral. It's these two colors. This one. So I usually just either swipe or you could tap, whatever is easier for you. And whatever excess, I usually either tap off on tissue or I tap it off on with my finger. Now for these colors, I usually put them in the crease of my eye, usually where your eye folds when you look up or look straight, so like right here. So yeah, so I'm going to be putting it all the way and then just blend it. I usually start in the outer corner because if it's a brighter color like this, I don't want to put it all the way in my eye yet. I want to work it in and make sure it's fully blended and it doesn't skip. I just do little circular motions, nothing crazy. If it's easier for you to do this motion, like the windshield wiper motion, go for it. However you get your shadow blended. This color is more concentrated towards the bottom, towards like the outer crease, but not going as high as the first two colors. I usually like to do my eyes first because if I get any fallout, I don't have to ruin my foundation. A lot of people on YouTube or Instagram, they do their face first. I don't know how they do it because my foundation would be so messed up after doing shadows, especially colors like these, that if you try and wipe them off, they just smear and make a mess. If your color goes too high, like if you do it all the way up here, or if it just, the brush gets away from you or whatever, you can always take a flat brush and you could take a highlighter, whatever you want. I'm going to take the Amrezy highlighter, this one that I already destroyed because I love it so much. Just take a little bit and just put it underneath your brow and kind of erase the shadow that you put too high. Same thing with the concealer on your eyebrows. You can always fix and then just go back with the color and blend over the shade a little bit. I'm gonna take, where is it? Aphrodite and Bocelli, I think. I don't know, they're darker colors to put in the outer crease to make it look a little more dramatic. So I'm going to go in with the lighter one first with the same brush that I used for the pinker colors. And I'm just going to go on the outside and kind of stamp it in, not so much rub it. Bring it about halfway on my crease, just to add a little dimension. I'm gonna pat the darker color on the outer side, same as the other eye. So I look a little crazy, but that's okay. So I have the Stila Vault from Christmas. So thing I'm gonna use. This one is the Wanderlust and Kitten Karma. These are the Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadows. This is what they look like. When I use anything liquid like these Stila ones that come with like a brush like this, I usually like to use a flat brush like this. It doesn't have to be exactly this one, but just a flat brush, because usually these wipe, I don't know, they just don't work. So I just brush my brush on the Stila one. Make sure you have enough product on there. And then just pat. Okay, so that's one eye. If you have heavier eyelids that kind of, you have like extra skin on your eyelids, look down while you're doing it and continue to look down and just let it dry a little bit, because if you look up, it will go on the eyeshadow that you just took so long blending. And then, since it's still a little tacky, or if it's not tacky anymore, I like to put glitter on top of it to make it kind of pop even more than it already is. And this is the NYX Metallic Glitter. It's a little tiny one, little baby. I'm just going to dump a little bit in the cap and kind of re-wet my brush with the Stila glitter. So I have some product on here, glitter in the top, and tap it in. Make sure the glitter is on there, and then just pat the glitter on top of. See the difference? Bloop, bloop. These are on. I'm gonna let them dry, and then I'm gonna put mascara on. Zoom out. Bloop. Tiny side of this brush. I think it's an Urban Decay brush. It came with some palette I bought, but the other side of this brush is perfect for under the eye. So I'm going to take the darker brown color and go under the eye. That's it. This is the finished look with the Venus XL palette from Lime Crime.